Detroit has no shortage of abandoned places, but there's one factory on Jefferson Street that people warn you about. Not because of security, not because of cops, but because people who go in sometimes don't come back out. Of course, I thought it was just another urban legend. I was wrong. The place was enormous, a decaying skeleton of what used to be a car parts plant. I went in through a broken side door, my flashlight beam cutting through the dust and broken glass. The air was suffocating, thick with mold and the stink of old oil. Inside, everything felt wrong. The deeper I went, the more it seemed like the building was swallowing sound. My footsteps didn't echo like they should have. It felt like the walls were smothering every noise. I made it to the second floor. The rooms up there were lined with rusted machinery, conveyor belts snapped and hanging like broken bones. That's when I saw it. A mattress in the corner. It wasn't old. The blanket on top of it was dirty, but fresh enough to have been used recently. Around it, I saw piles of food wrappers, empty water bottles, and cigarette butts. Someone was living there. Before I could back out, I heard something scrape across the concrete floor behind me. I spun with the flashlight. Nothing. Then came the smell. Coppery, sharp. The smell of blood. My heart pounded as I tried to leave, but the stairwell I came up from was dark, darker than it should have been. My flashlight flickered, and for a second, I thought I saw someone standing just at the bottom of the stairs. Tall. Still. Watching. I blinked, and they were gone. I pushed myself down another hallway, praying for another exit. That's when I found the room. The walls were covered in scratches. Not graffiti. Not paint. Just long, desperate gouges in the concrete, as if someone had clawed at it with broken fingernails. And in the middle of the room, a chair. Straps tied to the arms. Stained dark with something I didn't want to think about. I tried to tell myself it was left behind from years ago, some junk left to rot. But when I stepped closer, I noticed something fresh. A puddle. Still wet. Still red. That's when I heard breathing. Slow. Heavy. Coming from the shadows in the corner. I froze. My flashlight trembled in my hands, the beam sliding toward the sound. And that's when I saw him. A man, if you could call him that. Skin pale, clothes filthy, his eyes sunken and wild. He was crouched low, like an animal, one hand dragging something metallic along the floor. A wrench. When my light hit him, he smiled. I didn't wait. I bolted, sprinting down the hall as his footsteps thundered after me. He didn't yell, didn't say a word, just ran. Fast. I don't know how I made it out. I don't remember which turns I took. I just remember bursting out a broken doorway into the night, lungs burning, legs numb. I didn't stop until I reached my car, and even then, I sat there for 20 minutes, shaking so hard, I couldn't put the key in the ignition. I told myself it was just some homeless squatter, someone protecting his turf. But the more I replay it in my head, the less I believe that. Because when I looked back, just before I escaped, he wasn't chasing me anymore. He was just standing there in the doorway, watching, and smiling, like he knew I'd be back someday.